Welcome back, everybody. So, while I am tinkering with the old East meets West hand plane, I thought we'd talk a little bit about plane making 101. Things that I have learned over the years, which are very basic. So, to begin, we need to understand what a plane is. And it is so simple that so many times we complicate it. Years ago, I did a video, and you can look it up and watch it. It was called, here we go again. I brought some water in because for some reason I get dry. Excuse me. So, I did a video years ago where I said that a plane is nothing more than a chisel stuck in a block of wood. Okay. Now, these two planes that I have here, which I have made, and for some strange reason, unbeknownst to me, work magnificently. Because I followed the basic premise of a James Krenov plane, but this was the first one I made. I did not understand at the time about how to keep the mouth opening closed. So I do understand that better today. So, in brief, and I'll use this as an example. Your plane is bed at a 45-degree angle. So, I will draw a line on here with hopes that you'll be able to see it. Okay? Your blade is bedded at some angle. This one happens to be 45. And you see that 45-degree angle comes out right at the bottom of the back of the mouth. Okay. When you're assembling a Krenov style plane, some people will cut the 45 degree here and something like a 60 or 65 degree here, either straight or curved with a bandsaw. And when it comes time to glue them up, we just push those 2 points together, understanding that when we go to flatten the bottom of the plane, the mouth will open slightly. So, let's see. If I have this the front at 60 degrees. All right, so let's set this. And this will be just representative. It's not going to be 100%. All right. So if I do it this way, all right, that front is at 60 degrees. What that leaves me here, let's see, getting glare, no glare. Oh goodness, here we go. Is a point and a point. All right, you following me there? And then those points come across and you have a sharp edge here and a sharp edge here. Well, as this plane wears, the mouth is going to get wider and wider and wider quickly. So, one of the things that I want to do in future planes is introduce, and it's not usually quite vertical like I have drawn right here, at the front edge of the cutting iron on the front ramp, you would change this to be what's called a wear bevel. And I'm doing a lousy job drawing this. So your 60 degree would come in here to a wear bevel. So what happens is, as you surface your plane, as you true your plane, it'll get thinner and thinner, but that wear bevel will not move. So it doesn't open up as fast. Now, there is an angle to that wear bevel, and I need to experiment with that. I'm not sure what it is. But if you can have that wear bevel right tight to where the cutting edge is, it'll act as a chip breaker. So, does that make any sense? But basically, a plane is nothing more than the blade being held in place in a block of wood. Now, whether you do a Krenov style or whether you hand chop this out the old-fashioned way, the results are the same at the bottom here. You want this you want to use your chisel and you want to cut this in square, not back like this, square, okay, to follow that ramp that you're making in the front, okay? You following me? So if I were to modify this plane and put a patch in here, whether it be brass or just a hardwood, I would keep it square in the front here. Follow me? So, about dimensions of the plane. These planes I made, I think they're the same, more or less. give or take a fraction of an inch. 10 inches, and the width is dependent on your iron. The thickness of the cheeks I used were 3/8 of an inch, so that by the time I surface them, you have at least 5/16 left. I mentioned that what I did wrong was use a round pin and glued it. It should be a wedge-shaped pin with round ends so that it can pivot. We'll talk more about that in the future when I make another plane. But that's basically it. As to where the opening is, mine is 4 inches this way, 6 inches this way. I don't know if I did a math. I think what I did was I took the length divided by 5 multiplied by 2. That's what I had for the front portion. Seems to work. Divide by 5, multiply by 2, and that's your front and the back. You can also use the golden rule. You can use that for proportions. But that is Walter's Basic 101. Now, one of the key principles is that the back of your plane blade has to mate well with your bed. And if you have at least 3 good points of contact, you're good. If not, you make adjustments with either a sharp chisel or file or plane makers, what do they call them? They're not rasps, floats. Now, when you make your wedge, the front of your wedge has to mate with your pin, and then the back of your wedge. And if you look at this one, it's got metal markings here, 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 and here, which means it's making good contact, okay? You don't have just one point of contact. Right there. So, as I mentioned in the other video, I took some of the side of the wedge off so I could get in here easier to make minor adjustments. So there you have it, everybody. What I'd like to say to you right now is if I can do this, you can do this. It's rather simple. That's that side. That's that side. If you found this useful, helpful, maybe entertaining, like, subscribe, and share, and go out and make some shavings. Walter out.